Another game, another lacklustre display offensively, once again lacking the killer instinct to put the ball in the back of the net. Any real striker worth his salt would have buried at least a couple of them chances yesterday. If you want an insight to the problems at Arsenal at the minute, look no further than the past 3 games we've played. We've only managed to score 1 goal. That is not good enough. I mean, you've only got to look at the attackers. Havertz, he's not good enough. We've played him centre mid, it didn't work. Played him on the wing, didn't work. We've played him up front and it didn't work. I've never seen a player lacking so much confidence in all my life. He's scared to make a tackle. If it's a 50-50, he never wins the ball. He's scared to shoot. He's always taking too many touches. I don't get why he's scared to put his foot through the ball. He's always trying to do a finesse shot or play it with the outside of his boot. Just put your foot through it and score the goal. There was at least 3 chances for him yesterday where he definitely should have scored. And the annoying thing with Havertz is I think the ability might actually even be there, but the mentality is definitely not. You look at a player like Jesus and he represents what the fans are feeling. You know he's going to go on the pitch and he's going to be putting in 100%. With Havertz, he just wants to look graceful all the time, but there's no actual substance behind what he's doing. So in terms of a striker, I would rather have Gabriel Jesus on a pitch every single time over Havertz. I don't think he's anywhere near good enough. I'm still to see what Arteta sees in Havertz because I don't understand the signing at the minute. We spent £65 million on this guy when that money could have gone towards a top-class striker. And that's where our attention now needs to be focused. There's no way Arsenal can progress at the minute with this level of attack. We've got Eddie Nketiah, who's not good enough. Gabriel Jesus, who as the lone striker is not good enough. I think he can be rotated between the front 3, but as an out-and-out attacker, he's not good enough. Havertz up front, not good enough. There's attackers out there that we can be going for, the likes of Dusan Vlahovic, who I think ultimately isn't the answer for Arsenal, but I think he would be a damn sight better than what we've got at the minute. Victor Osimhen, I think that's kind of a pipe dream, but that's the guy I would be going for. If you want to progress as this Arsenal team, the board need to be looking at a player like Victor Osimhen and realise this is a guy who can really change the future for Arsenal. And if not, go and get Ivan Toney. He's probably going to cost a lot of money. And from some of the reports I've been reading the last few days, FFP won't allow Arsenal to spend in January. Maybe you do have to wait till the summer, but it's just so frustrating. You've gone and bought a player like Havertz when you could have put an extra 20 mil in and gone and got that final piece to the puzzle that Arsenal so desperately need. So let's go through some of the other players' performances. Ramsdale, I thought he was brilliant. That's the best game Ramsdale's played in since David Raya arrived from Brentford and took his place. He was so good. His passing accuracy was good. He was full of confidence. That through ball he played within like 2 minutes through to Reece Nelson, who should have buried his chance. That was a flashback to the Ramsdale we had last season. But even the save he had to produce, where he had to go down low to his right-hand side, that was a definite goal. That's a save David Raya couldn't make, in my opinion. So I don't get why we've changed the goalkeeper. Again, another decision by Arteta that I just don't understand personally. And then we go to Ben White, who all in all actually had a fairly decent game, especially going forward. I think defensively, he was maybe caught out a couple of times by the pace of Darwin Núñez, but anyone can get caught out by the pace of Darwin Núñez. He's so quick, but all in all, I think Ben White had a decent enough game. Saliba and Gabriel, again, I don't think they done anything too wrong. And then you go to the left-hand side in Kiwior, and he's just not good enough. He scores an own goal. I'm not really sure what he was doing. He didn't even have too much pressure on him. 80th minute, the opposition team's got a corner. Just head the ball out. I don't get why he's jumped and not fully committed to the header. Again, another frustrating moment in the game. And then Declan Rice, another brilliant performance again. I don't think I've seen him have a bad game in an Arsenal shirt. Jorginho, not too bad. Again, I don't think he's the answer to Arsenal's midfield problems, but it's probably best to have him available as a bench option. But I don't think he should be starting in this Arsenal team. I don't think he's good enough. Odegaard looks really good. It's just frustrating the attackers can't finish the chances that he's making for us. Odegaard's numbers should be way better this season. I think he's now playing some really great football, but the attackers are just not finishing the chances, and he must be so frustrated because if you look at his numbers, they do look really low. He's probably on 2 or 3 assists. He should have 5, 6, 7, 8. If the chances he's creating are being put in the back of the net in these past few games, he would have been way up there in terms of numbers. And then Saka, he was okay. He had some decent moments. The only explanation I can have on what's happening with Saka is that this injury that people are saying he's got is giving him problems because he's not playing with the same panache that he did last season. And then Reece Nelson, I was shocked when I saw Reece Nelson starting on that left-hand side, but I actually thought he played fairly decent. I think he should have buried some of his chances. But in terms of a second option on that left-hand side, I don't think he was too bad. It was surprising to see him start ahead of Trossard. That's maybe a decision Arteta's come to with a recent poor performances of Trossard, and I thought it was probably warranted because Nelson looked quite dangerous. And then Havertz, again, I don't need to go into it again, but he's just not good enough. I don't see what Arteta saw in him. And then if you're looking at the subs, I don't think they really had too much time to impact the game as much as they would have liked. I think the only one who come on and really made a difference, I would have to say, is Gabriel Martinelli. I thought when he come on, he looked dangerous. And if there was going to be a chance created, it was probably going to come from Gabriel Martinelli. And after seeing that performance, it maybe does make you wonder why he didn't start. But Arteta obviously saw something in Nelson that made him pick him ahead of Martinelli. So where does that result leave us now? Well, in terms of form, that's probably our worst run of form for at least a couple of years. We've got no win in 4 games. I wouldn't say it's a crisis like a lot of people are saying online, and they're calling for Mikel Arteta's head. We need to replace him. And I just don't understand that thinking, because you bring in a new manager, what's going to happen? The new manager is not going to make these attackers start scoring. And in terms of game plan, I think the game plan Arteta's made for the past few games has been bang on. I'd say the only one where he probably got it wrong was Fulham, because they probably deserved to win that game. But if you're looking at the West Ham game and the 2 Liverpool games, I think Arteta set the team up well enough for them to be able to go out and win the game. It's just the attackers can't score. So people calling for a new manager, I don't think you're understanding what the actual problems are at Arsenal. The problem isn't the way that we're playing or the way that we're set up. The problem is the attackers. We can't score a goal. So we've got Crystal Palace on the 20th. And this is a game now where we have to go and win it. If we lose this game, it's going to be, like I said, back where we were a couple of seasons ago, where the pressure is really ramping up on Arteta. You're going to start having the people at the stadium with the t-shirts and the banners saying Arteta out, and that is not where we should be going as a football club. Arteta is the man, 100%. I'm 100% behind the manager, but the results need to improve. I'm fully aware of that. But I think Arteta's the man to do it, but we just need to get them attackers start scoring. We need to get some confidence in that attacking line. But let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.